ever looked up at the sky teeming with stars, or seen mountains covered with green and wondered, what is the secret behind creation? How did all this come into existence? This curiosity is the crux of the Sankhya philosophy, one of the 6 orthodox philosophies of ancient India. Sankhya explores the origin of creation. Sankhya says that there are 2 uncaused eternal realities. One is Purusha, that which never changes, that which is the witness, that which is simply conscious. And one is Prakriti, that which is subject to constant change. So each of us is really made up of Purusha and Prakriti. The Purusha in us is the veiled part of us which simply observes, witnesses. And Prakriti is our body, mind and emotions which are constantly changing. So Sankhya says that these 2 principles have eternally existed. And when creation was to be put forth, Prakriti, which is supposed to be made up of 3 gunas, put forth certain evolutes. The 3 gunas of Prakriti are Sattva, which is illumination, Rajas, which is action, activity, and Tamas, which is inertia. So in anything you have to do, all 3 gunas play a part. Let me give you an example. Suppose you want to write a poem. The first inspiration for the poem is illumination, it's Sattva Gun. But then you may feel lazy, no, I don't want to write it now. That is Tamas, inertia. But that dynamism in you which will say, no, come on, I want to write it, and galvanizes you into action to write, that is Rajas. But Rajas, when it becomes excessive, it can be anger and aggression. Excessive Tamas leads to lethargy, sloth. So in everything in nature, there's a play of these 3 gunas. Now, Prakriti, which is made up of these 3 gunas, the first evolute of Prakriti is Mahat. Mahat is the great productive principle, the cosmic sense of I am, I exist. When there was no creation, there was no sense of existence, Sat, there was no sense of being. So first, consciousness had to become aware of itself, I am. That is Mahat. The next evolute of Prakriti is Ahankar. Ahankar is the Akar, the Aham, the I takes. Ahankar is the sense of I, that I exist in this skin, and whatever's outside this skin is not me. That sense of being separate from the whole is Ahankar. So Ahankar is the second evolute of Prakriti. The third evolute of Prakriti is Manas or mind, thoughts that go on. Evolutes 4 to 8 are the Gyan or Buddhi Indriyas, the 5 senses. Now there's a very interesting significance to the order in which the senses are listed. Let's go back to the time there was no creation. So the first element that came into existence is obviously space. Space is defined as the gap between 2 objects, say. If there are no objects, there can't be space. So the first element that was created was space, Akash. Then we know from the Big Bang that hot gases were given out. So the next element created is air. Then the gases got very heated. So fire was the next element. The gases condensed to water. So water is the next element. And finally it solidified to earth. So beautiful in yoga, it is said, Yatha Brahmande Tatha Pinde, as is the macrocosm, so is the microcosm. So in our body also, the chakras are listed in that order. Throat is space element, Anahat is air, Manipur at the navel is fire, Swadhishthan at the pubic bone region is water, and Mooladhar, the lowest chakra, is earth. So in Sankhya, the 5 Gyan Indriyas are listed in the order corresponding to the elements, because each organ, each sense organ is connected to an element. For example, space is connected to ears because sound travels through space. Then air is connected to the sense of skin, touch, and fire is eyes, vision, light. Taste is connected to water because, well, to taste things they have to be moistened with saliva, and earth element is connected to fragrance, smell. So because the order of the 5 elements was space, air, fire, water, earth, the listing of the Gyan Indriyas are the organs connected. So hearing, which is space, then touching, which is air element, then seeing, which is fire element, then tasting, which is earth element, which is water element, and smelling, which is earth element. So the evolutes 4 to 8 are hearing, touching, seeing, taste, and smelling. The evolutes of Prakriti 9 to 13 are the Karma Indriyas, or the organs of action. And the order of listing is important. The 9th evolute are the vocal cords, then there are arms, legs, organs of reproduction, and organs of elimination. So evolutes 9 to 13 are the Karma Indriyas. Evolutes 14 to 18 are the Tanmatras, or the subtle elements. Now, if you know the order of the Gyan Indriyas, the Tanmatras follow the same orders. Tanmatras are the objects which are perceived by the Gyan Indriyas. So hearing senses sound. So the first Tanmatra is sound. The sense of touch feels touch. So the next Tanmatra is touch. Seeing sees color. So color is the next Tanmatra. With our sense of taste, we perceive taste. So taste is the next one. And smelling perceives fragrances or smell. So 14 to 18, the evolutes are sound, touch, color, taste, and smell. 19 to 23 evolutes of Prakriti are the Panch Mahabhutas, the 5 great principles of existence, the 5 elements, which will of course follow the order we spoke about. The first is ether, air, fire, water, and earth. So these are the 23 evolutes of Prakriti. And this is how Sankhya explains creation. The yoga philosophy of Patanjali fully adopted whatever Sankhya said, but yoga says that there's an additional element called Ishwar. So according to Rishi Patanjali, Ishwar precedes Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha and Prakriti came from Ishwar. But according to Sankhya, Purusha and Prakriti are 2 eternal, uncaused reality. Now, who was the man who thought of this fascinating philosophy? It was Rishi Kapila, and the text which describes this in detail is Sankhya Sutras by Rishi Kapila. Namaste.